Hi, I'm Ray.
And I'm Saren.
We're your Spider Baby hosts from To Know Her Is to Fear Her, a Spider-Woman podcast, as well as proud members of the collective.
You're listening to Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks. Enjoy the show!
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend D.G. Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luke of Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is.
Hello, I'm Kristen.
And today we'll be talking those classic issues, Nightwing 48, 49, and 50. And yes, 50, because I forgot it continued in the 50s, so, which I should have known. Oh, I see you lurking in the chat room, Noel Tate.
Who's in the chat room?
Noel Looney Tunes Tate.
Hello, Noel.
Alright, so I don't think we have any Dick Grayson news in any form, do we?
I don't think so.
No, the only thing I've saw is like some variant covers. Like there's one for issue 93, I think, with like Dick and Barbara like standing on top of like a tower on top of a high building.
Oh, I haven't seen.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. To see if I can find
that recently. Did 93 like just recently get released or something?
No, maybe the solicit, maybe, yeah.
Well, I saw Tom had something. No, they don't have it yet. I saw Tom had something on like there's like the yoga cover or whatever that's for 92.
Yeah, it might have been who's the artist? Bruno Redondo. It might have been him who released it, maybe. Let me see.
What is it? Nightwing 93 covers.
Here, let me save this real quick and then I can probably.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess it's not
Yeah, it's not like it's spoiling anything. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's not it's the main cover.
Oh, is it the main cover? Okay, cool.
Well, I think, maybe.
Hold on, I found that I can share it, I think.
Oh, so that's what the Earth that we're in right now is being called, Prime Earth?
I think so. Really? Damn Google Chrome. Changes settings.
Oh, I think it's gonna be a little bit bigger, right? If it's 32 pages?
Oh, is that, what, for 93?
Yeah, isn't 32 pages bigger?
Yeah, because it's usually only like 20-some, like 20 or 22 these days, I thought.
Yeah, the main cover is the Dick and Babs one. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, sorry, the one that I clicked on was one of the cardstock ones, and that's why it was $4.99. I guess the variants cost more. But yeah, the Dick and Babs one is the main, which is pretty baller.
God darn it, I can't share it. Oh, yeah, alright. But yeah, you saw it. Yeah, I mean, I hope that's the main one. It'll be easier to find.
Yeah, it says on the League of Geeks or whatever.
Okay. Yay.
I should look up.
Nice. Alright. So yeah, I don't think...
Yeah, because that's going to be one of the variant covers, that one there.
Oh, yeah, I did see that one too. With, him and Haley. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of him and Haley variant covers coming out.
Well, everybody loves a doggy. Oh, no, wait, I guess 32 is usual. This one says 32. Oh my gosh, they have all kinds of cute variant covers.
Oh, yeah. That's what I said. This book must be selling very well.
I mean, look at this one. It's Dick with Melinda and Barbara and Cass and Steph eating Chinese food. Oh my god. That's so cute. For Asian American and Pacific Islander month.
Oh my.
And then the Dick and Haley yoga cake, and then him throwing fetch with the stick. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Alright, so should we get to these issues?
Yes. Although this person, I don't know who, this is an old discussion, but they say, the main story seems to be picking up. I'm really excited. Taylor's been doing God's work on this run.
And everyone I've heard of is enjoying it. Like Lilith and I were talking about issue 90 a couple days ago. Yeah, Lilith's enjoying it.
Not to love.
Everyone's doing good.
I just love it when people say funny things like, he's doing God's work.
It is God's. It's Nightwing. It's the God's work.
Because it's like, it's only a comic book. But at the same time, it does kind of feel, when you're reading a comic book and you're in a really good groove and the writer and the artist are really firing on cylinders, it does feel like God's work.
No. All right, so start.
Also, I want to point out to you, Phil, how on point this is. My Nightwing mug and my tea straw. Look, that's even Nightwing blue right there.
Oh, nice.
Close anyway. It might be a little too deep. I don't know.
Nice. All right, so.
It might be on theme, though.
All right, so start tonight with Nightwing number 48 from October 2000.
You know, I will say, one pro tip is I have DC Universe Infinite on both my phone and this Amazon Kindle tablet, but since my phone is an iPhone and this is a Kindle, they don't sync, and that's actually good because I can read it on the first time around on my phone, and then when it's time for this, I don't have to scroll back.
Nice.
All of the other ones. Whereas, like, if it's on the iPad, it registers.
So the title is this new character's name. I want to say Sylph, but it's SYLPH.
I think it's probably supposed to be Sylph.
Sylph. Oh, like silk? Sylph?
I mean, that's what I always pronounce it as.
The Sylph.
It feels kind of Greek or something to me. I don't know.
Yeah. The Sylph.
I just want to say I like the art.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like Greg Land's stuff a lot. I mean, it isn't necessarily, who was the guy, Scott McDaniel, who was doing a lot of it before? It isn't that I necessarily don't like him, but his is also a little, I don't know if abstract is the right word, but Greg Land's is pretty lifelike, but without being too lifelike.
Yeah, yes. McDaniel is more abstract than Greg Land, yeah.
Yeah.
The Sylph, Part 1, Slender Thread.
Let's go with Sylph. Even if I'm wrong, it sounds cool.
It does. Sylph, yes. Writer, Chuck Dixon, penciler, Greg Land, inker, Jose Marzan Jr., colorist, Patricia.
If Chuck Dixon listens, you can call us and tell us how bad we pronounced it.
Exactly. Colorist, Patricia Mulvihill.
We are open to correction.
Letterer, John Costanza. You're welcome, Noel. I taught you that. Editor, Joe Illich and Bob Schreck. Alright, so while out on patrol, Nightwing watches what appears to be a suicide jumper from the McCullar building. He is not able to prevent the deadly fall, but then a second person jumps. It is a woman who wears many layers of a mysterious synthetic textile fabric, which enables her to land safely on her feet. Dick guesses that he just witnessed a murder. Next morning at the Bludhaven Police Department, Detective Phil Haddad has a tough time dealing with Tad Ryerstad. Oh, Kristen's favorite. There is like zero history on him and not willing to talk to the police as well. At the same time, Dick listens to recorded messages on his answering machine. He missed an unexpected call from a Mr. Merkelson, who tells him there are some open spots at the Bludhaven PD. Dick immediately leaves for a personal interview and is so excited that he he's completely oblivious to anything Bridget Clancy tells him on his way out. At the department, Dick accepts the job offer. He will be sworn in a few days and assigned to a field training officer. Dick has no clue that he only got the job because Mr. Merkelson was blackmailed by Inspector Mac Arnott.
Oh, wait, what did it say? Dick doesn't know that, right?
No. Yeah,
I didn't.
Because Amy says something to him later. He's like, wait, what do you mean? What?
Yeah, which I was going back and I was trying to remember, why is it that Arnott wants him on the force? And I read issue 47, but Arnott didn't say, like, I want you on the force for this reason, but he saw him at the guy's funeral or whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
And I think it's there's, like, he appears even earlier, but I didn't remember which issue it was, and I didn't want to go back and look it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if they were, like, paid that off, like, somebody wants, like, because who wants him on the Force? And I mean, unless it's, like, has, you know, like, Target, they just want an escape. I don't know. Because Blockbuster doesn't even know his identity at this point, so who would... I have no idea.
No, I think Arnott wants him on the Force for some reason. But I kind of forget why.
Me too. Oh, God. In the evening, Torque breaks into the house of Blockbuster with the clear intention to kill his former sponsor. But when he finds Blockbuster extremely weakened in a sickbed, Torque changes his mind as killing him now would have shown mercy. Yes, he got his heart transplant. A few days later, Dick receives his police uniform and meets female Sergeant Amy Rohrbach, who will serve as his field training officer. She heard that Dick only got the job thanks to some special connections and thus is not very friendly to him. But before his first working day starts, Dick gets back to the murder case. He tracks down another potential victim, but again arrives too late. He finds the business partner of the first victim strangled on the floor of his apartment, but this time the woman is still present. Like last time, she jumps out the window and Nightwing follows her. However, he gets wrapped up in that strange fabric and falls helplessly to the ground. Dick uses his acrobatic skills to somehow dampen the impact of the fall, but he lands directly on a highway and a truck is about to run him over. Alright, so, what do we think of this one?
These summaries are really thorough. That's, like, I have nothing left to say. That's everything that happened.
I know, but just like a personal opinion, I mean, it's good. We got
I kind of like Sylph. I find the fabric stuff really fascinating.
Yeah, and I forget, after, like, this arc, I don't think this character comes back, does she?
No, and for whatever weird reason, you know how sometimes stuff sticks in your head and it just, like, stays there and you don't know why? This arc is always stuck in my head because for whatever reason, I always remember Dick going to Lucius and with the scrap of cloth, and Lucius saying, well, textile futures are always very fickle. It's like the one, I don't even know what's true, it's like the one piece of investing advice that I remember that I got from a comic book, like, textile futures are very dicey, you might not want to invest.
I know, there's certain, like, panels and stuff in I don't know why, but certain stuff in comics just, like, sticks with me, too. Yeah. So
when we saw this, when I saw the cover, I was like, oh, yeah, this is the one that taught me not to invest in textiles. Thanks, Lucius. And I don't play the stock market. I think I have a mutual fund, but to my knowledge, I have not purposely invested in any textiles. So I'm following the man's advice. Anyway, yeah, I know. It's kind of too bad that they didn't do more with this in here because, I mean, obviously she's, you know, kind of going off, but doing more, I mean, it wouldn't be as action-packed because you wouldn't necessarily be punching people around and stuff, but doing more with corporate kind of crime or like white-collar crime that, you know, steals tons of money from people and ruins their lives and stuff. I mean, there's really a big opening for vigilantes in that in that regard, and so I kind of like it that it's sort of, you know, yeah, my dad, my family, we invented this, and you know, you screwed us over, and you know, like these guys, and capitalism is the enemy.
I just wonder if...
Not that I think Chuck Dixon thinks that capitalism is the enemy.
Yeah, no.
But...
I just wonder if this character got shortchanged because not too long after this, he introduced Hella, another female character whose family got killed. So I wonder if he just went with Hella and kind of forgot about this character.
Yeah, although she only got a couple quick runs too. So yeah, I don't know. Well, what is this? 50? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but sometimes they have those villains. I mean, kind of like the twins, the Double Dare twins. I mean, they don't pop up that much. They only come back, you know, every so often.
Yeah. But as we'll see, there's no, like, real ending to this character either. So, I mean, yeah.
Right, yeah. It's just like, and then, yeah, because I was like, oh, yeah, let's read 50. But she's not in 50. And 50 wraps up the other story. But yeah, okay, this is a great page.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's page 2. Oh, wait, excuse me, page 4.
Yeah, there's always some good Greg Land with Dick swinging through the city, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's when he's like, oh no! See, this also gave me some important science information. He says she's at terminal velocity, and if I intercept her now, we both die.
Mm-hmm.
That's good to know.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. Granted, I'm not really in the habit of jumping off buildings. But then how she's, like, able to use the stuff to just, like, land. Okay, that's wild. It's pretty cool.
All right.
I like it.
Should we get to the next one? All right.
Oh, but also, can we just talk about how hilariously groovy Dick looks in his little suit when he goes to interview?
Yeah.
Like a blue suit. It's so adorable.
I'm just like, he doesn't have to go through this. Come on. I'm almost like Bruce. I'm like, you're gonna have to watch your back 24/7. Come on. All right. So
Hold on, I gotta flip through to get to the next one. I'm working.
Here, I'll do that.
Oh yeah, that's when he almost becomes roadkill.
Yep.
And doesn't.
All right. So yeah, Nightwing number 49.
Okay, good. But I would like to point out, no, they don't behave that way.
Fabric just doesn't contour to a woman's shape like that.
No. Also, I don't think breasts are really generally shaped like a perfect circle that just happens to be on your chest.
Maybe it's another advantage of the synthetic fabric. Who knows?
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, Nightwing 49, November 2000. Same creative team, except the colors looks like it says Kevin Summers and just says Jameson. So
yeah, separator. I wonder what a separator is.
I think it has something to do with the colors or something. I'm not exactly sure. The Slife Part 2 dangled.
Sylph.
See, we all have our ways.
Like I said, I don't know if I'm more right than yours, but mine sounds cooler.
You're probably right, because like I said, mine for the L would probably come first. Tied in a strange fabric, Nightwing barely escapes the highway he just fell on before being run over by the approaching vehicles. As the two men murdered by that mysterious female killer both made their fortune in the textile industry, Dick expects the special fabric to play a role in it. Thus, the next day, he visits Lucius Fox and asks him to run a lab analysis on the fabric. Here we go. After that, Dick immediately goes to the... See, that's all they say. After that, Dick goes to the Bludhaven police department to start his first shift together with his field training officer, Sergeant Amy Rohrbach. Meanwhile, Inspector Mac Arnott intends to visit Chief Ebersol, but when he steps in the office, he's greeted by Torque, who wields a new gun given to him by Inner Gang. That's right. Dick's first shift involved a boring observation and rather strange discussion with Sergeant Rohrbach because she thinks he only got his job thanks to being in cahoots with Inspector Mac Arnott, or even the new chief of police. Back home, Nightwing gets back to his murder case. Thanks to Lucius's help, Dick now knows that there is a man named Leon Drexel left who holds the patent rights on the new fabric. As Nightwing enters the estate of Mr. Drexel, the man is already shaken with fear because the female killer is in the house as well. Her name is actually Sylvan Schofield, and she is the daughter of the chemist who originally invented the fabric. According to Drexel, she thinks that the formula was stolen from her father, which drove him into suicide in the end. The woman calls herself Sylph and is surprised to see Nightwing alive after their most recent encounter. They fight shortly, but then Sylph jumps down from the balcony. Nightwing hears a sound which indicates that Sylph broke her neck, and indeed her body hangs there lifelessly and completely draped in the special fabric. When Dick awakes the next morning, he gets a call by Sergeant Rohrbach. Apparently there's a hostage situation at the Justice Center and involves both Torque and Mac Arnott. All right.
Yeah. So this is my favorite page. When Dick goes to Lucius. Textile futures are tricky. You could get murdered. Boom. So witty. Lucius doesn't even know how close he is.
The funniest
and then also when he says, I'm starting a new job today. Lucius, a job? You don't have to act that surprised.
The son of Bruce Wayne? What?
Also, Dick's blazer is not a good color. That brown is nasty.
Oh, yeah.
It's another Dick Grayson classic fashion faux pas striking again.
Oh yeah, but then, Torque has a gun from Inner Gang, which, that weaponry is coming from Apocalypse, so.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, when Dick says it's not from around here, yeah, Apocalypse, so.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I remember the Intergang had weaponry, like, they could shoot Superman, and he'd be like, ow, that hurts, so, yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. And then, once again, you know, like we were saying, this Sylph character, pretty much done.
Yeah. Yeah, so when they're sitting there in the car, that's when Amy's like, I know how you got your badge, and he's like, what?
I know. Well, it's funny because she's like, oh, you know, I think, oh, maybe you're one of those ones, and he's like, well, are you one of those ones?
Yeah.
I think he was like, what conversation are we having here? Are you accusing me of something, or are you trying to see if I'm on your side?
Then he goes home and he gets his email and look at his old computer.
Oh yeah,
he's crunch, but man, look at that ancient thing. Also, yeah, I meant to laugh about how he had an answering machine. I mean, of course he had an answering machine. It was 2000, but it's also like,
oh, I know.
It wasn't that long ago, and yet it's like, everything looks ancient.
22 years ago, almost.
I don't know, but I mean, that's like, okay, so this comic could be graduating college, but in the grand scheme of things, that's not that old.
Oh my.
And then he goes to stately Drexel Manor.
I know.
And yeah, but all his guards have been tied up with the fabric, which is pretty amazing.
It's so weird. It's like there really was no like big fight between her and Dick. It's like, you know, she murdered those two guys, and now this time she seemingly, you know, commits suicide. So.
Oh no, she doesn't.
I mean, I guess she doesn't. I mean, spoilers, next issue, which we're about to cover, her body disappears, but we never see her again.
I choose to believe she's still alive. Less death is always better.
I mean, can you imagine? Yeah, she just gets away and just hides away and lives a normal life.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't really know what she looks like.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, so long as she doesn't go around just wearing only that weird cloth, you'd never know. Because what's distinctive is the cloth.
It's like, yeah, what's the tactical advantage of just wearing that fabric? I'm like, you can't wear anything under that?
I mean, maybe you could, I don't know. But the thing is, I feel like this Sylph and her shtick was invented because it must be really fun for the artist.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is, I mean, because it's completely not practical and doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah, I think a lot of times they do stuff just for the artist. Like, that's like Will and I were talking about on our Green Lantern show. Like when Kyle Rayner became Green Lantern, you know, he was an artist. So they're, you know, the artists on that book were probably like, oh man, we could go crazy with all the energy constructs and stuff. He can make all this.
Oh, okay. So that he would think of more creative things.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, anything else on this, or should we get the oversized issue 50?
Admiring his old phone. But yep. Next issue 50.
Number 50, that's right, kids. Click here. So yeah, Nightwing number 50 from December 2000. Big guns.
Yep, that about sums it up.
I was gonna say, subtle, huh?
Also, I would like to know though why now Bob Schreck is credited as the Kung Fu hippie from Gangster City.
Because, I mean, inside joke, something.
I would think. I guess when you're the editor, you can tell them to do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is Dudley Soames. What's he called himself now? Torque?
Torque, yeah. Torque is wrecking havoc around the Bludhaven Justice Center thanks to a very powerful weapon given to him by Intergang. No policemen are able to get closer, but when SWAT Commander Darren Michaelbus looks for volunteers for a full-court press, Dick Grayson is the first to answer the call. Amy Rohrbach, who is Dick's field training officer, is irate about his decision because she thinks it is suicide. Meanwhile, Blockbuster wakes up from his coma after doctors beside him just talked about the recent death of his mother. At least the heart transplantation went smoothly, but the recent actions of Soames may present a new problem to his business. Detective Phil Haddad is at the estate of Mr. Drexel, where the corpse of Sylph is about to be recovered, hanging from the balcony, but the female killer fooled both Nightwing and the police because there is just a special fabric mimicking a body while Sylph actually disappeared. She made that breaking neck sound too. Clever. At the Justice Center, Dick has separated himself from the other officers and put on his Nightwing costume. So it must be a lighter costume, because doesn't he make a comment about like, oh, luckily I brought the backpack suit or something, because he's like, I would have sweated to death if I had the regular one on under my uniform.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there he's got that little backpack on when he and Amy are.
Yeah, so that's
that one where
thinking
he's like, "Oh, it's a full spectrum flash. It causes blindness." I didn't see that in the briefings. I saw it on the Science Channel.
He finds Torque and a chaotic fight breaks out. The secretary, Miss Goodley, tries to gun Soames down but gets roasted instead. Michael mistakes her body for that of Dick Grayson. Soames then pushes his captive, Mac Arnott, out the window, and despite the latter's corrupt nature, Nightwing naturally saves him. I love that page, like when Dick's just jumping out the window, you see the line like coming, he throws the line and shoots out in front of him. I love that panel. At this point, Torque's special gun overheats just as he is taken out by the SWAT commander. Just as Sergeant Rohrbach shed a tear because Dick Grayson obviously died inside the Justice Center, Grayson turns up alive and well. Michael Miss is very confused and makes it clear to Grayson that he will keep an observing eye on him in the future. Yeah, because he left his clothes just like in the middle of the stair.
Yeah.
I'm like, at least throw him in the corner where it's not so obvious.
Why didn't you put him in the backpack?
I know. I
guess now you don't have any clothes. It's not like he can afford to buy more uniforms.
I guess he was trying to hurry, just, because Torque was shooting, that ray gun out the building. Oh. In the Lock Haven Penitentiary, Torque not only meets Amygdala, who is one of his guards, but also his cellmate and Kristen's personal favorite, Tad Ryerstad. And the one issue I'm sure we will never cover is next issue, issue 51. It's like Tad's origin story.
I hate that issue.
I was going to say, I'm sure we'll never cover that.
If you want to cover it, you can have Lilith do it with you.
I don't care either way.
Dick's not really in it, so.
I mean, they basically gave his origin to one of these issues. I forget which one because I read them back to back. But it's basically his parents abandoned him as a baby, and the state raised him, and I don't know if someone else named him or he named himself, but it was Tad as in Tadpole, and then Ryerstad is like the brand, the local beer or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's basically Tad's origin.
Oh. Yeah.
So Sylph gets away, and we never hear from her again.
Yep. And yes. Yeah, Dick left, like, all his clothes. Yeah, his shoes, even his gun belt, because that dude's like, what the hell?
So unless she leaves town, Sylph might have been killed when Bludhaven got bombed. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, we already said it, but Greg Land art, like I said, especially I like my favorite page in this issue is when Dick dives out the window after Arnott. Yeah, sometimes they have extra notes on these pages, but yeah, I don't see any extra notes here. Oh, I see recommended.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's where he...
Recommended reading at St. Action Comics 613 through 618, Action Comics 627 through 634, and Action Comics 642. I'm thinking that's a lot of Intergang stuff.
I was going to say, yeah, like, what? Is that just to tell us the origin of the gun?
Nah, it's probably Intergang. Yeah, because, like, was it...
Oh, yeah, this one? That's your fave?
Yeah.
Finally got there.
Just whip it. You see that line? Yeah. Because that's the thing.
I also like how they do his speech bubble, how it, like, fills up the whole thing. It's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Like, that's good.
But I mean, that page just like exemplifies Dick to me. It's like, without thought, he leaps out that window to save this guy, even though the guy's a piece of crap. He still leaps out the window without thinking and just saves him.
He says, why do I always end up saving the bad ones?
Because that's who he is. All life is precious.
And then, boom, Inspector Arnott gets like moved back into through a window lower down.
But yeah, we have this year pretty full out, but like next year I was thinking, man, we need to like, maybe we'll plug some holes of some of the Chuck stuff we didn't get to, some of the Devin stuff that we're going to cover more Devin stuff this year, but, cause, I mean, there's some good stuff in this original series.
There's also some bad stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we can pick and choose. Like I said, we never have to cover that Tad issue if you don't want.
Also, some stuff that maybe isn't bad, but you're kind of like when we get to Tentacle Jason.
Oh, yeah.
You're kind of like, wait, what? They did that?
Once again, I don't know how much they were scrambling at the last minute because Dick was alive, so I wonder if that was a last minute addition. Oh, speaking of Tentacle, Jason, yeah, that arc begins next week, kids. For the next 3 weeks, it will be covering that arc. So it'll be 2 issues, and then 3 issues. So I almost forgot it went that long. I'm trying to remember. Did tentacle stuff go that long? Or I don't know.
That arc. Yeah, so what do you think that guy, who's the guy that had said that was like, I saw you, I followed you last night? Like, what does he think Dick did? Like, why does he think, I mean, is he just like, that's weird? I mean, because it is. Do you think he thinks he's Nightwing, or is he just like...
Well, again, that cop, again, when he runs in the building, Dick's clothes are all over the stairs, and Dick's nowhere to be found, so... And then he thinks Dick gets killed, when that secretary gets almost vaporized, and it's like... Then Dick comes out later, is like, "Oh, that was horrible." I think the big thing that stuck out was just all his clothes all over the stairs. It's like, well, why is it?
Right. Well, what I'm saying is, do you think he thinks he's Nightwing, or do you think he thinks something's weird about him for another reason, or do you think he's like? I think you literally stripped him, were like off having sex with some random woman when you were supposed to be at work.
I don't think he thinks he's Nightwing. I think it's just, there's something weird going on with you, and
I mean, which is, in that guy's defense, true.
Yeah. And again, it's like it's
but
basic.
Amy seems to like it because apparently that dude is one of them.
Yeah, and again, too, it's like it's Dick's second day on the job, and he's charging into this building. Then you rush in after him, and all of a sudden, his clothes are just it's not like he's been basically his second day, and all the weirdness is already going on. Nobody knows what his deal is.
Right, yeah, it's just weird that they would have him just, be leaving his clothes all over.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. That's his life.
Exactly.
And then Sylph. Let's Google her. We'll put in DC Comics Wiki Sylph.
See, my phone knows me. I just started typing DC Comics and it went DC Comics Nightwing? Here we go.
It says she has 6 appearances.
Oh. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm right.
Oh. Well, it says she's in Wonder Woman 175 and 174.
Oh, maybe.
And then the Nightwing ones, but then the other 2 are like the DC Comics Encyclopedia, so I don't think that really counts.
Yeah, no. I don't know if I read those Wonder Woman. So yeah, maybe she does show up. Okay, so maybe she just never came back to Nightwing. Okay. All right, I'll have to read those Wonder Woman special.
That's all it says.
I don't think I put that on here. I was toying with it. I was going to try to figure out how to do a Last Laugh crossover between all our DC shows. I was like, but I don't
maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe. I think I did. It's because it's a lot smaller. The Officer Down we're going to be doing, because on this show we'll just do the Nightwing issue, and then Sylph and I will hang them to the other one.
That's only one issue, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a 1 issue of Nightwing. Yeah, it's 53. Yeah.
Not too long after this.
Pretty much, because we already covered 52. That was the issue with Catwoman, and we're never doing 51. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. That Catwoman issue is still weird.
I know. I think they just kind of squeeze that in.
It's messing with our heads.
All right. So anything else on these?
I'm good.
All right. So yeah. So like I said, next 3 weeks we're gonna be covering the 1 year later. Dick was supposed to be dead, but he ended up not being. Because next week we'll do Nightwing 118 and 119. Then in 2 weeks we'll 120 and 121, and then in 3 weeks we'll wrap it up with 122 through 124. And I will work on Bruce Jones. I've heard nothing back yet. So yes, plenty of homework, kids. So send your thoughts, because either way you'll have thoughts. Love it, hate it, you'll have thoughts. So email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com. Or what?
I said you will have thoughts. This is true.
Yes. Or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter. Follow the Nightwing fan group on Facebook. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Every episode we do gets a video. And most important, if you can, please subscribe to the Patreon. Again, we're paying for this out of our own pocket these days, so every little bit helps. But $3 to $5 gets you the exclusives, early access to creator interviews. Lilith and I talk to Mr. D.G. Chichester every month.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
He's done a lot of Marvel, so we usually talk Marvel. But this, for March, in a few days, on Saturday, we're going to be talking to him about a story he did for Batman, the 80-page giant number 2. What was that? Might have been from around this time period. He did a Huntress story, so we're going to be talking that next episode. So
I got the good mic out for you guys.
He always does. All right, and superhero movie brackets. We'll find the worst superhero movie of all time, even if it kills us.
Which it might.
Yes, so for the month of March, it'll be Electro versus Blade Trinity, and then this will be the last Marvel for a while, I think. Yeah. All right, so you must subscribe to the Patreon or get yourself some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. Find everything at Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. All right, and the most important message you will take with you tonight: go to Amazon. You know you're on Amazon every day. Go pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Make Kristen happy. Go pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. You will make yourself happy too, especially if you're a fan of Dick Grayson. Seriously, I enjoyed it. Or if you're a new fan and you want to get to know Dick Grayson, great resource. Come on. Like I say, support an educator. Come on.
Thanks, Phil.
Hey, no problem. Like I said, hey, I wouldn't push it every week if I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it. See right there. Go get it on Amazon. All right, kids. Yeah, join us next week for Nightwing 118 and 119. Again, you will have thoughts. I know Kristen will have thoughts.
I know it's been a long time since I read it, but...
She'll review that, but she won't review the Tad issue. That should tell you how bad that Nightwing 51. I remember feeling cheated after when I bought Nightwing 51. I'm like, Dick's not even in this.
Exactly! I was like, what is this crap?
Put this in the back of an annual somewhere.
Or just not do it to us at all.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's right. All right, kids. Join us next time, Tentacle Monsters. But until then, same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing News. Watch that Sylph.
Hi, I'm one of the High Priests of Khonshu Ray, and I have the sacred privilege of providing you, the loony listener, with a podcast honouring Marvel's very own Moon Knight. So join me and a host of others at Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, or support the show by becoming a Patreon member. Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast. It's time to get your Khonshu on.